To all the geeks and nerds out there, welcome back to another episode of Logic Forever. And we are after that beehive up there, if I can dodge this creeper. So yeah, what are we doing today? Well, we are going to build an epic, goofy iron farm. It's custom built, designed by me. So let's grab this. Now I need a bunch of resources. So honey is one of those. I can dodge this guy. I'm going, whoa, see you later. So yeah, so honey is one of the things we need, and of course I don't have any of that at the moment. And this got, where's he gone? Oh, this is trouble. It's trouble already. Right, let's go. Let's get out of here. So as I was saying, I need some honey, which I don't have any at the moment. So I've been trying collecting some beehives. I've got a few. We want maybe another one. I just need to survive the night. Obviously, I'm collecting them at night time to make sure the bees are inside. But yeah, we're going to build this goofy iron farm today. But one of the things we need to do before we can do that is build another iron farm. We need to build a little one because we need quite a lot of iron to build the iron farm, as silly as that may sound. So we're going to build two iron farms, actually. And yeah, I've also, in between episodes, I've made some changes to the base. I've made some improvements to the villager breeder, which I'll show you. And yeah, also gathering up some resources and yeah, a few changes around the base. But yeah, let me get back, get it to daytime, and I'll show you what I've been up to. I've got the bees in place and I've done a bit of breeding, got a few baby bees there as well, but now it's time to collect some honey, which is awesome. We're going to need quite a bit of this. So we've got our campfires underneath so the bees don't attack us, but yeah, plenty of flowers as well. So hopefully, the honey won't be a problem. So the only other thing I've added a few more cauldrons for some more lava, using that as a fuel source. I've been breeding up some animals and also got a pen for some sheep that I didn't have before, so we've got access to wool, stuff like that. Obviously these are all going to be turned into actual proper farms in all due course, but yeah, we're still early game, so we've got to put up with pens filled with animals. But here's what I've been up to with the villager breeder. We've got both channels coming into one area. So if you remember from the previous episode, we had villagers from each side, one coming up here, one coming up the other side. That was just temporary. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with them, but instead now what I've done is underneath, and go down there and show you. Underneath we've got two channels that now route through water streams from both sides. So the villagers come up the water stream and then get pushed across here. Then there's another water stream that goes across there, and then they get pushed up into the pen above. And so then they come out of those two areas there, those two water streams there, into the big area, get grouped into this corner, and then we've got a minecart minecart dispenser underneath, so we can pick up the villagers and then send them off to where they're going to go. So we're going to have, like I said, we're going to have a temporary small iron farm, probably going to build it around here somewhere, and then the big iron farm we're going to build all the way over there, offshore. I made a little platform, started to gather some resources. There is actually a chest there with some bits and pieces that I've started gathering already. Can't see it at the moment, it's not rendering in. But yeah, that's where it's going to be. And we're going to have iron golems falling out of the sky maybe every 5 seconds. That'd be quite cool, wouldn't it? Anyway, so that's quite good for early game at least. Yeah, so yeah, more resource gathering is needed. I've got to go back to the swamp. Got to get some slime. Really need a slime farm already. But yeah, this is going to power us on. Once we've got a good supply of iron, that's really going to motor us on. And yeah, get us going with more farms. Speaking of more farms, I'm building one right now, and I'm looking down on the base from up here. I've got some more bees. I went round and found some more beehives, or bee nests, should I say, and yeah, put them down. I need to go and gather that honey. Right, we'll do that in a bit. But we can have a look around the base. But yeah, I'm building up a very temporary iron farm. This is one from my channel that I did in Simply Minecraft a long time ago. So I'm just basically following my own instructions. I actually pulled up my own video just to make sure I got it all in the right place. So I'm just building this up. Yeah, the golem's going to spawn up here, die, and yeah, we're going to collect iron over there, and then we're going to build our iron farm over there. Now I did have the platform, as I just showed you, just over here, but I've actually decided to move it further away. Now the reason for that is I don't want it loaded all the time. I'm going to have a chunk loader so we can just load the iron farm when we want, and because there's going to be quite a few villages in there, quite a few entities, I don't want it loaded all the time. Just think about lag in advance, because if this is going to be our forever world, we don't want to lag out our game day one with a million villagers always loaded. So that's why it's going to be over there, but we have an on-off switch so we can decide when to do it. So the next thing to do, I think, is just finish up this farm. So I've got to just do some building up there. We've got to get some beds and villagers in here. Obviously we can use our villager breeder just over there. Now this does look a bit janky at the moment, I'll give you that, but yeah, the idea here is I've moved it a bit away from this farm so we can have a building around it in due course, the same as the storage at the other side. Gonna have some buildings there, and I've got this ready so we can get a zombie up into this area, so that's all going to go. And I had a thought about the slime. We need slime, right? Now I reckon we don't need to go back to the swamp. I reckon we can use all those piggies over there to get us some slime. So yeah, we'll do that in a bit as well. That'd be a good, nice experiment. Anyway, let's get motor in, and let's get this zombie up here and get some iron brewing. The sun's setting. Let's try and get our first villager in. I've not tested this yet, but I've managed to run some rails all the way along. I did go caving and found a mine shaft. Oh, we've got some particles there. Does that mean he's got a bed? So hopefully he should stop up there. Yeah, we wanted to just break this minecart and get him into bed, hopefully. We can quickly do this before nightfall. Let's use our axe and just do that. Get into bed, mate. Nice. Okay, now let's break this so he can't escape. Okay, very good. Now, let's get the other two. Okay, I thought I'd try and grab a zombie at the same night, but now I'm getting overrun by them. Right, let's pass back some of these items. Want someone to pick something up. Hopefully, there was a few guys there that picked something up. Okay, let's see if we can kill everyone else. There's too many. There's too many of them. Okay, we've got one guy left. Let's get up here. Let's see if we can do this. I think I might have broken the bridge. Oh, they knocked me off. Dang it. Oh, they both had... Right, let's get... This guy might have got damaged. Right, minecart guy. Let's go. Let's get up here. If we can fix the steps along the way. I think I was a bit trigger happy with the mining of this. Right, so you come up here. He's coming. He's coming. Yes. Yes. Follow me up here, and you should stop there. And if we grab this... Okay. He's in there. Great. Now we just need to make sure we don't die from anyone else. He's covered. There's a block on top of him so we won't burn. Let's jump down here. And let's get out of here. Let's go and sleep before we get killed. Alright, I think we're all set to turn this thing on. Our villagers are in place. I've finished up the killing chamber above. Our zombies in place. And I think I've made everything else spawn proof. So there's the golems will only spawn inside there. There's a water stream that pushes them into some lava. Hopefully I've got all this right, because yeah, I haven't actually tried this yet, so let's just try this out. So I'm going to break these blocks, should scare the villagers, we should get some golems, and then we just put a slab there so we don't get any golems spawning there. Okay, let's see if this works. So hopefully he's bouncing high enough. He might not be. We might need to lower this, so we'll give it a test, see how it looks. Oh, there we go, a golem just spawned. Yes, okay, excellent. So I think that means it's working. Excellent. Right, let's get rid of this. And then I'll monitor this for the time being and see how we go on. I've come around to the other side at night time, and yeah, the villagers are not waking up. That means they're not being scared. So I think we need to lower that down by 1 block. So let's go and do that and make this work all through the night. I tried lowering the block and these guys are still asleep. So instead I'm going to try putting some water in here. So, well, don't wake them up yet. Guys, there's a zombie right here. Wake up. It's definitely working, well, at daytime anyway, so I think the issue may be that the villagers are just 1 block too far away, maybe. So I've either got to decide, do I bring the zombie closer to them or the villagers closer to the zombie? I think I'm going to try and move the zombie over. So I've just added some blocks around this side so you can take out the blocks behind him. I just want to cover this over just so he doesn't burn when he moves over. So let's go underneath first. I've got no idea what I'm really doing here. So let's take out this block. Should be okay. All right, good. And I think what's probably a good idea to take the water out because there's two levels of water. So we'll take both of those out for now. He'll stop jumping. All right, now let's move these blocks. In fact, you can probably put 1 water here to push him along. All right, and then we can take the water out, put a block behind him. So now he's in the right spot. So let's block him off. Okay, so now I've blocked him off and moved him along. So hopefully we can just put some water back so he starts jumping up and down again because of this bubble column. It's got 1 there and 1 above. Place that, and we should, in theory, be good. And look at that, they're getting into bed and jumping up again. Excellent. Okay, I think we fixed it. We have fixed the iron farm. It will now work all through the night. So I can do some AFKing, gather up all the iron we need because we need a lot of rails and mine carts and a lot of hoppers for our big iron farm, which we're going to build over there. But before we get to building, we've got more resources to gather, and that includes this honey as I'm gathering as I walk past. And yeah, we're doing all right so far. We've got a stack and a bit. We need another 20 odd blocks of honey. So yeah, just going to craft these up just while we're here. And that will be good. Add to our total. All right, so the next thing is slime. As I said, I think we can use these piggies to get us some slime. Now, I've been breeding these up. As you can see, we're getting the carrots from our farm, and there's so many here that I've actually seen some get anti-cramming damage. So yeah, probably don't want to breed any more just now, but we need to get rid of some. And I remembered that obviously in the newer versions, I haven't played for a while, so there's lots of things that I'm remembering. We have a new potion. We have a new potion of oozing. So why don't we splash those piggies with oozing, kill them, and yeah, let mayhem reign with slimes everywhere. Hopefully that'll give us enough slime blocks. Let's see. And to help me, I think we need to hire some friends. So let's bring in some of these iron golems. So I've got some of the iron from our new iron farm. I think we've got enough to spare a few golems worth. So this is just to help me kill the slimes. Now I don't have looting on my sword or anything like that, so it's no disadvantage. And now the idea is I'm just going to splash some of these pigs with this. Let's do like this corner, I guess. We've got 3 potions worth, so we do that. And then we're going to just kill some pigs and see if we get slime. We're getting slimes. Here we go. Okay, these might wreck me. Now I can't kill too many at once because there's a cap on how many will spawn. So oh, here we go. Oh man, I don't know if this is a good idea or not, but let's see what happens. Hopefully these golems can help me out. Okay, last potion to go. That was mayhem. Let's do it again. The golems are walking off. I had to just, yeah, get some more food. So let's do over here and then slice away, and hopefully our golems will come and rescue us again. There we go. Let's get some slimes in here. Yes! Great news. Not only do we have a load of food cooking up, we've got almost 4 stacks worth of pork, so that will keep us going for a long time. So that's a great byproduct. But also, more epically, we have 39 slime blocks. We only need 36 for the build, so we've, yeah, got what we need. So that is great news. And actually, this is something we might use again. That was actually quite fun. So yeah, we'll keep that on hand. We've got our hired help patrolling and yeah, looking after the base. So I think there's still a few more bits and pieces to gather, but nothing too interesting. So I'll get those all gathered up, get them over to the location of our big iron farm, should I say. And yeah, we'll get building. And what I'll do is I'll build it up a bit at a time and try and explain what's going on, because this iron farm is super goofy, and also I do not recommend building it. It is not that great, but yeah, it should be quite fun. The sun is setting and I've made some progress, so let me show you what I've got. In fact, let me go to sleep first so it doesn't go night and we can actually see what we're doing. This is the start of our goofy iron farm. We've got some rails here. I'll explain what all this is about in a bit. But first of all, this is the first area that I've built up. So let's come over here and let me just tell you what this is all about. So basically this area here where we have these slime blocks, this is where the golems are going to spawn. They're going to spawn on these slime blocks. And when they spawn up here, you can see we've got these tripwire hooks here with string that goes all the way to the end. And so when a golem spawns there, they are wider than 1 block. So when they spawn, they're gonna intersect with the tripwire hooks there, and you can see that actually pushes these slime blocks up. We've got some pistons underneath that push them up. So there's some redstone behind these tripwire hooks. Goes down these blocks, powers these blocks here, and then yeah, fires these pistons up. So the golems will then get pushed against these blocks above. Now the golems won't go past that, but the floor will still go up. So their feet will then be in part way in this block, and then they'll fall down to their death down there. So we're going to have a basic killing area to start with. It's going to be underneath the water, but we might upgrade that in due course. We're a bit early game for doing anything more advanced than just some lava killing, but the rest of this is going to be more interesting. But yeah, that's the first bit. This is where the golems spawn. They're going to be shot down there when the tripwire hooks intersect. There's going to be some other redstone down here and some other bits and pieces that go all the way up there, which we'll talk about in a minute. But yeah, let me keep building and I'll tell you what happens next. Every good farm needs an on and off switch, and here is ours for our iron farm, and this links up to this extra bit of redstone I've added on the side here. And this piece of redstone allows the farm to auto-correct, allows it to fix itself. So there are a couple of cases where the farm might break, but with this it means it will just fix itself and carry on. I'll talk about those cases a bit later on, but let me turn the farm on. Obviously, he's not going to spawn any golems because we're not finished yet. But the point here is that we've got our spawning platforms over there. But if no golems spawn, we've got a decay clock over here. So once this counts down to 1, the platform will fire as if a golem did spawn, and then that resets the whole system. And yeah, let's just carry on waiting for the next golem to spawn. So there's some other redstone over here, which we'll talk about in a bit. There's some torches behind there. That's for the next bit, I think. So yeah, let me carry on building, and yeah, I'll tell you what we're up to next. Look at this handsome chap. That must mean it's time for free cam, because it's getting a bit more harder to walk around and explain stuff. So obviously these bits you've already seen. So the things I've added here is what our redstone is connected to. So over here, I've pointed out these redstone torches before. So when the golems spawn and the slime blocks go up, that also now turns off these torches, which then retracts these pistons. And there's a block just in here. There's a piece of glass just in there, so you can see that they open up. Now you may well work out what's going to happen here. There's three of these pistons here, 3 sections here that are just the right size for villagers to go into. So we're going to have 3 villagers in each of these sections, each in a minecart. And then when we're done with the villagers, once a golem has spawned, the floor is going to open. The villagers are going to fall down here, land on these rails and go off that way, and then they're going to go up into a section at the top, which we'll talk about in a minute. And then as that happens at exactly the same time, this torch tower lights up and goes up and extends all the way to the top to give us the next set of 3 villagers. They're going to fall down. There's going to be a zombie just in here, so he's going to scare the villagers, and then they're going to spawn more golems over here, fall down into the killing chamber. Now when we turn the farm off with our lever just here, that is also going to extend this glass block into the zombie to stop him scaring the villagers, so we don't get any more zombies. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of minecarts and a lot of villagers in minecarts going round and round and round this system. But you might be asking yourself, well, for villagers to spawn golems, they need to be scared, which we talked about here, but they also need to sleep. But how are they going to sleep if they're in a minecart? We're high up, and here you can see the 3 sections where our villagers are going to drop down. There's some water there to break their fall, just so yeah, they don't take any damage when they fall down. And underneath there's the 3 rails to take the 3 villagers up. And over here I've added these bubble columns that go all the way from the bottom all the way to the top. And we use this little trick here, which you may or may not know about, but if you've got some scaffolding, scaffolding doesn't have a hitbox when entities are moving up through. So these villagers that are in minecarts, they come up, they can go through the scaffolding, and then they can pop onto the rail cell, and then move along into the system over here, which we'll talk about. Obviously there's 3 of these rails, 1 for each of the villagers, and I've built one of these sections up here just for this first villager in the middle. Obviously I need to build that again 2 more times for the other 2 rails, but we'll do that separately. So let's talk about how this bit works. So a villager comes up here in a minecart, and there are some beds. Now the blocks here are placed in a particular way, and the reason for this is that we want the villagers to be able to grab their beds. So in the system, sometimes they keep their beds, sometimes they lose them, but that's okay, because once they get up to here, they can actually pathfind along these blocks, up on this block, up to this block, up here, and then because there's carpets here, the villagers can actually access the beds underneath in terms of pathfinding, so they can claim a bed. So once they come up to here, any point here, they can start claiming a bed, which speeds things up, which is great. They move along this track. We come over to here. Now, if it's daytime, they just keep going. This is going to be deactivated, this activator rail. So they just keep going into basically a fall that's going to take them down to a holding cell. We'll talk about that in a bit. But if it's nighttime, then this activator rail will be powered, and then they'll get ejected onto this side here. And on the opposite side over here, we're going to have a zombie just in here, precisely placed. There's a trapdoor there, obviously there, and that is to raise the zombie up a little bit. So when the villager comes out of here, his head will be in this glass to start with, but when he's ejected, he won't be able to see that zombie, so he'll go straight into one of these beds that he's claimed, and then he'll immediately see the zombie over there and then get ejected. And because of the order of precedence of how entities get ejected out of beds, they'll get ejected into this water stream, get pushed along this way and into a minecart pickup system, which then takes them back over here and then back down over there. Phew, that was a lot of words. So hopefully that makes some kind of sense. Now we will have to have a little bit jiggery pokery over here to deal with minecarts, because obviously if a villager gets ejected over here, we'll have an empty minecart that comes here. So we'll deal with that. We'll have a detection system here to see whether a minecart is empty or has a villager in, and we'll redirect them correctly over here. And there is a lot of shenanigans as to go to get this to work reliably, which we'll talk about in a bit. But yeah, it's getting dark, the sun's setting. So yeah, let's get cracking. That's right, it's free cam time. I'm going to try and make this quick because I'm doing a lot of yapping about redstone right now. So yeah, I've made some progress on just this middle module. We need to make another 2 of these. But essentially, carrying on from what I was explaining just a minute ago, when it comes to this rail, we talked about this activator rail only being active at night time. Well, underneath, we're going to have the best day-night detector over here. It's going to be a villager in a bed. So obviously, when it's night time, they'll be in the bed, and these redstone torches will be on like they are now. And then that will essentially make this activator rail active. When they get out of bed, they'll stand on a pressure plate, which will deactivate that. So that's how the nighttime detection is going to work. Got a couple of redstone lines coming off of that for the other 2 modules. We need to do that. Now, in terms of the minecart detection, so when a minecart comes along here, if it's empty, the default position is for it to go into the cactus. Then there's some hoppers underneath, and that will take them round down to this dispenser for the minecart. We'll come back to that in a second. If the minecart's got a villager in it, we've got a bit of string here with some tripwire hooks. So the villager will then trip that, which activates this bit of redstone, turns that rail there, and so the villager will then just go straight on into this tube, which takes him all the way down to our bit down the bottom where the villagers will spawn golems. So that is that part. So the next bit over here, this is a bit more involved. So basically this is where, as I said, the villagers will go into the water stream after they've slept. Then they're going to fall down into this little chamber here where there's a pressure plate underneath. When they hit the pressure plate, this gate will close. That does 2 things. It tries to stop multiple villagers going here at a time. That still happens. You can still get multiple, but it hopefully limits that. And also stops the villagers from jumping, because if they can jump, they end up jumping up and down, and then the minecart can't pick them up. So that's to fix that problem, make that more reliable. Underneath, we have this dispenser that's going to dispense a minecart, come up on this rail here, pick up the villager, and then go on that way. So that gets dispensed when they're on the pressure plate just there. And we have this these hoppers that go around in a circle. They've got 1 item in there that just circles round if they're able to, if it's not locked by that torch there. Just so if there are multiple villagers in there, then multiple minecarts come out, so we can pick up all of the villagers rather than just 1 at a time. That's all of that bit. And then the last bit over here, we have a bit more redstone that goes along here, because I had a major problem when I was testing this to get this to work reliably. And that is that early on in the morning, what can happen is it'll be daytime, but just very early. we'll get a villager that comes along this line and goes straight up into here. But also we might still be processing villagers that have just slept. So they'll be coming up this way. So we effectively have to merge these two rails together without the villagers colliding. Because if they do, then all havoc is wreaked and yeah, it doesn't really work. So what I've got here is a bit of redstone. If there's a villager on the pressure plate, a bit of redstone here with a delay clock that just goes around here. Depowers this torch, which means we close this gate, so any villagers that happen to be there get stopped, and the villager that comes over here can go down, and then that is then opened after the delay, so the next villager can fall down, and yeah, it basically works. So in terms of, I said at the bottom, it's self-correcting because we can sometimes get minecarts out of here without a villager. Sometimes that still happens, very rarely, but it does happen, and that's why we have to have the automatic fixing of the farm itself, just in case there is an empty minecart. And if an empty minecart does come up here, that's no problem. It just comes across here, goes into the cactus, and just gets recycled into the system. So there we go. There's our goofy iron farm. One module up here at least. We need to build 2 more of those, and we need to extend these tubes down here and connect it to the bottom so we can call 2 more or 3 more villagers each time. Wow, a lot of talking about redstone, too much yapping. So let me, I think what I'll do is I'll build the rest of this up, show you the last bit, and then we need to get 25 villagers in here and 4 zombies. Oh man, got to do some mob wrangling as well. All right, let's do it. It's all done. The farm is built. We've got all 3 modules at the top. I've added the remainder of the drop chutes with the holding area for the villagers and connected it all up, whatnot. So yeah, we're all good. So the next thing is we need to get these mobs in here. We need to get the villagers in and the zombies. So what I've done is I've set up some nether portals, and we can use the new rails, the new rail features, so mobs can just stay in the minecarts and go through the portals. So hopefully I'm not going to get shot. So I've added this rail line. So I need to be quick around here. I don't have anything that's going to allow me to survive the lava drop down there. But yeah, we've got this portal over here, and this is right next door to our villager breeder. So when we come out here, we just connected up the rail that we already had, and I just put a portal here, so that's nice and easy for us to get up rather than boating them all over and then somehow climbing up to that monstrosity. So now what we need to do is we need to put in an order for our villagers. So we need 25 villagers. Is that what I said? So there's going to be 8 in each lane. There's 3 lanes, plus we need 1 for the day-night switch. So 25. So how many do we want? 25. That's going to start going in there, and let's just start filtering in. There we go, and then we can press the button. And we should get some villagers. All right, so that'll all work. We'll should see some hearts at some point. There we go. There's the hearts. Yeah, so once 25 villagers come out, obviously they're going to go through the system like you've already seen. So when we come up here, I'll be able to press the button and then send them off over the railway line and into the farm, right into position straight away. Should be cool. After a little bit of AFKing, I've come back and there are 25 villagers ready to go. Oh, this is such a great system, because with an infinite villager breeder, you'd have to just turn it on, go away, come back, and you might have 1 million in here. But yeah, we've got the exact number that we need, so that is all great. We'll send them off in a second. But this guy just turned up. Oh, it's going night. Let's quickly do this. This guy turned up, and look, he's got a powered oak sapling. So I want to grab one of these because yeah, I don't know where where that biome is, but that might be useful for some of that wood. So yeah, we've got that. That's very good. Now let's. I think what we'll do is let's sleep actually, because it's getting dark, and then we can send the villagers off into the system. With the sun rising, it's time to get our first one in. So I think yeah, we're just going to give this a test. It doesn't matter if there's a baby. Yeah, that's fine, because they'll grow up in the minecart and stay in. So he's going to go in. Let's just follow this guy, and hopefully he'll make his way across. I have kind of tested it with an empty minecart, but with these mobs. Uh-oh. Is he already gone? Whoa. Did he already make it over? That was quick. All right. Let's see if that actually worked or not. I'm a little bit skeptical now if he actually made it. He was a bit ahead of me. Let's see. We'll go through here. And he would have gone all the way up there. Okay, right, let's climb up and see. In fact, we should be able to see him up there, maybe? In that one? Oh, I don't know where he's gone. Uh-oh. Okay, I've got no idea where that guy went. I've searched everywhere. I cannot see him. So let's just try another one and see if this happens again. So there's a minecart with a villager. Let's pay close attention to him. Right, he's gone through the portal. Right, he's definitely gone through the portal. Let's just follow him. The other guy just seemed to vanish. Now we should see him on the rail when we go across. He's not there. No, here they are. It's okay. It worked. They must have just gone through before I could tell. Look, they're up here, and because we don't have our daylight detector on, they've just been ejected into here. But that's okay. They will sleep and come out into the system. So I think what I'll do is let me just disable the day-night detector that isn't actually wired up because we don't have a villager yet. Oh man, why didn't I see that the first time around? Okay, well there's 2 up here. That's good news. All right, I think we can do this now. And there it is. The farm is complete. All the mobs are in place. We are ready to turn this thing on. I've added a chunk loader as well. So yeah, we're ready. We're pretty much ready. But yeah, before we go over there and show you it working, hopefully I've not turned it even on yet. So yeah, we'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah, we need to turn this thing on, make sure it actually works. But yeah, look at this, how it looks. I think it looks pretty cool, right? But also I would like to decorate it in some way in the future. I was thinking maybe like an oil rig kind of thing, but I'm not sure. So give me some ideas. Give me some inspiration. How should we decorate this? What's the theme we should have here? We're going to have like golems falling out here. We're going to have villagers falling down. We're going to be able to see like villagers moving around. I kind of like that. I kind of like being able to see the action, see some actual activity happening. I think that'd be quite cool. But yeah, I'm not quite sure how to decorate it just yet, but that's the secondary thing. We do have a simple killing chamber underneath, which I'll show you. But that is just for now. I think I want to do something a bit more interesting later on. But yeah, let's get over there, turn it on. And the way to get there is over this rail here. I've added some things along the side, some safety rails, just so we don't get knocked off. And yeah, go through the portal, and yeah, we'll be there. And we're using this portal also as a chunk loader as well. And yeah, that's all wired up. So yeah, here's the on and off switch that will turn on and off the chunk loader we've got underneath. This is the one by Dark. I'll put a link in the description. It's the simplest one. And one thing I just need to be careful of is this is obviously single player world. So if I disconnect, I need to make sure this restarts properly. I don't think this is restart safe, but yeah, that's all right. We'll deal with that. And yeah, we're here. So we just got to flip this lever and see it all happen. Now down there, you could just see it a little bit. Maybe I'll go down there in a second. There's the killing chamber. They're going to fall into the water and yeah, get killed by lava. Not super interesting, but we do have some crafters down there. Yeah, so let's turn this thing on. Yeah, I'll give you a tour. Okay, here goes nothing. Let's turn it on and let's see something happen. So let me go into free cam and yeah, let's have a look around at what we can see. So we've got so it's turned on. We can see that this our delay clock is counting down. Takes about 10 seconds and then it automatically flips the system round, and there we go. Our first 3 sets of villagers come down. They get scared by this zombie. Now at the moment they're not going to spawn any golems because they haven't slept. That's okay, so we need a full cycle of villagers to go around. We're going to be on our delay again after 10 seconds. It will detect that no golems are spawned, so it will send these 3 off. They'll go up the bottom, up the bottom column, and the next 3 have been called down. So these 3 go into their 3 separate pods. If it was nighttime, they'd be ejected, get into bed, be scared by this zombie over here, and then get back into the system. And you can see that those 3 have come all the way down. So now we just have to wait for these to all cycle round. It's not nighttime yet, so this will just keep cycling now for a little bit. Nothing really will happen. But yeah, once it gets to night time, the villagers will start going to sleep. And then once they've slept and they go down to the bottom, they will start spawning some golems, and that will be quite cool. There we go. Nighttime is hit. Our villager has gone to sleep. So that means all of our detector rails are now active. So the next set of villagers that come around, they should get ejected out. There we go. They'll get into a bed and straight out again because they got scared by that zombie. He's going to go down this water stream. That's happening, of course, for all of these 3 pods. He'll come down there, shuts the gate so he can't jump, picks him up in another minecart, gets him back into the system. So right, so these have all slept. So once these guys get to the bottom, we should see some golems spawning. There we go. Our first golem spawned. He's gone down. Let's follow him down. And he's slowly falling through the water. Oh, the other one. Here we go. They're all coming in now. This is good. This is really good. So once they get through the water, they'll fall down into this water stream and get pushed along into some lava. This is really cool. So let's see how many golems we end up getting. We should start seeing a good fight. There's another one. Yes, they're all coming in now. Here we go. This is good. This is really, really good. So we could have 3 burning at once. Now we should just have like a constant flow of golems from now on. And now down here, we can see we've got our little crafting setup, got the auto crafters. So we're going to end up with bone blocks and the iron blocks as well. All right, so let's take a look at this farm working. Here we can see, in its full glory. See the villagers falling down, and every time they do, a golem spawns like almost immediately. That's really cool. So now I kind of time this, and we're getting a golem roughly every 5 seconds. So that is pretty good. I reckon I could probably sharpen up some of the timings and maybe get it going a bit faster. But to be honest, single player world, this is producing plenty of iron for me. So yeah, we'll probably just leave it as it is. But yeah, this is really cool. And I really love just watching this farm as it works. And at the top of the farm during the day, you can see here that we have our detector for the minecarts. So as the villagers come round, they go through a piece of string and tripwire hooks. If there's a villager inside, then they just go straight on. Otherwise, the minecart will be moved over and broken by the cactus. And underneath the farm here, we've got our optimized daylight detector. So we use that because it's not affected by the weather. And now you can see above here, when it is nighttime, the villagers come across, they're ejected next to their beds, and most of the time immediately get into a bed and then straight out again as well. Sometimes they walk around a little bit for a few seconds, but most of the time ejected right out back into the farm. And once they get to the end of the water stream, they drop into this compartment where they're picked up by a minecart and taken to the rest of the farm. You'll notice that when one of these guys get picked up, there's some extra redstone. They've got another delay clock over there. And what does that control? Well, it controls this fence gate. Now that is really important. Reason being that because at dawn we can be processing in villagers that come all the way through and drop down from the top, and ones that are still coming out of their beds and being processed underneath. So this fence gate stops them bumping into each other, rolling back across rails and causing all sorts of havoc. And this is just majestic to watch. We've got all the villagers going round and round. We've got golems coming out every 5 seconds. Now, of course, we could make a standard farm, but yeah, here I wanted to just do something different. Let's just do something different. What else can we do? Let's try and find different ways of playing. And yeah, this is efficient enough. It's not super efficient, but it's good enough for me. And this looks great. And the killing chamber underneath, this is a bit basic, but we're only a couple of episodes into this series. I've definitely got plans to improve this, make it more, not necessarily more efficient, because yeah, we're killing them pretty quickly, but yeah, we can definitely make this more interesting as we progress, get geared up, and yeah, explore the world a bit more. Yeah, so definitely got plans to make this a bit more fun, a bit more interesting. And obviously once we get our shulker boxes, we'll be having shulker box loaders and all this kind of stuff. But look at this, constant golems coming in, being burnt up. It's a great sight. I've just returned from my lunch. I left this AFK for a little bit, and yeah, I've come back and it's all still working, which is a great sign. It's always a little bit of a worry if you leave on these contraptions and then come back and it's all broken. But yeah, it's all working absolutely fine. You've still got golems coming in. Basically got a constant, at least 1 or 2 golems are constantly dying all the time, so that is a lot of iron we're going to be getting. Obviously this farm is not the most efficient farm you can ever make, but that's not the point. It's only a single player world, it's just for me, and yeah, this is going to be plenty for what I want, and it's more interesting. So let's see how much have we actually got. Let's have a look at this. Oh, look at that, almost 8.5 stacks of iron blocks. Don't forget these are blocks, so each of these is 9 stacks of ingots, so that is a lot of iron for just the lunchtime. So yeah, I will take that very much. Probably not many bone blocks, but that's to be expected. Yeah, we're not going to get much out of the poppies, but yeah, also good. We'll get that as an extra byproduct. All very happy with that. All right, this is all working, and yeah, I'm really pleased with all of the crafter setup we got there. Pretty basic, but yeah, that was my first time doing some crafter bits and pieces. All pretty straightforward. So yeah, that was really cool. And so with the sound of golems dying behind me, that's a great sound, I must admit, it's time to say goodbye. So thanks very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the episode, and if you did, then please hit the like button. And if you want to see some more videos like this, then yeah, hit that subscribe button as well. All right, my geeks, I'll see you next time.